Well, good day, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino Beer Review. Today you have the Rhino, and we're looking at a beer. Beers behind me, it is Black Donnelly beers that we're looking at today. So again, you might get bored by this stuff. The Black Donnellys are a big story. Emigrated from Ireland to Canada in the 1800s. Settled in the township of Biddulph, which is northwest of London, Ontario area. It was still Upper Canada at the time. Squatted on land. Won a squatting rights lawsuit after squatting for over a decade on the land. Got in a fist fight over the results of that at a barn raising. Hit a guy with a hand spike in the head. The guy died. Made a lot of anger there, but they adopted his kid and raised him as a Donnelly until adulthood. There is a stagecoach a stagecoach dilemma that happened. They ran a stagecoach line. They were putting pressure on other stagecoach lines that didn't like competition to the point where there was like guerrilla warfare about the stagecoach lines, where you were killing people's horses and destroying their stagecoaches and burning down their stables and yeah. Then you have a fight in the church about hatred in the church, and which ties back to another reason why they were disliked, because they were in an Irish area and they had monikers that followed them back from Ireland. Because there is the thought of two different reasons why they could be known as the Black Donnellys, and there is arguably more different reasons, but I mean, just the black horse type of stuff that was happening in the town, how they were the outcasts of the town because of the anger and resentment and everything else, and two, because they were known as Blackfeet. And a term that you wouldn't use nowadays, but the term back then was given to Irish Catholics that chose to live in peace instead of fight the English and Protestant invasion, if you will, of Ireland. Huge, interesting history story, and then in the end they were massacred. There is a few of them that survived for different reasons. Either they weren't there, but family that was massacred, all because of just things that happened and hatred that was carried over from other things. And then, of course, the story was suppressed for over a decade, and now there's so much information out about it that it's kind of insane just how it blew up. There's even TV shows and stuff, but the TV show that most people know, the Black Donnellys, isn't really about them, other than giving homage with the name. Anyway, the beer we're drinking today, you know what? This is going to be the beer we drink today. We're going to drink them all today, but this is the beer we're going to do right now. So this is Roman Line Lager, and Roman Line Lager is 4.6% alcohol by volume. Again, from the Black Donnelly Brewing Company. Troubles Brewing. It's not just a beer, it's a story. So Roman Line was the street that they were squatting on. It was known as Roman Line because of how many Irish Catholics lived on the street. Really intriguing shit when you get down to it. I actually almost want to go to this brewery and have a conversation with them. I want to know if the brewery owners are Irish themselves, or if they were a family that was from like the Biddulph township and might have been part of the situations, which is why the whole story was suppressed for so long, was because of how many people in the township still lived there with ancestors that were part of that. There was 2 trials with eyewitnesses, and nobody was ever convicted because that's how much hatred there was. And apparently a lot of older people who live around the township are very angry with how many places are actually named after the Black Donnellys, because it pisses them off that it comes forward now. But it is used as a tourist thing. Again, a tragic and gripping story about early Canadian shit. Beautiful beer. Bright white head, crystal clear straw color. Snap Crackle Pop is there, sent out of the can. It's just crisp and grainy. I mean, it smells like a lager out of the glass. Crisp and grainy. It smells like a lager. Cheers, let's try it. crisp and grainy. It tastes like a... It's a good tasting beer. I like the crisp cereal grains up at the forefront. I like the mild mannered carbonation. Light mouthfeel. And that cereal grain sweetness flows all the way through, becomes kind of a bready biscuitiness. And then after the bready biscuitiness, you're kind of left with an almost, you drank a soda water type of thing, that just flat, tingly sensation at the back of the tongue. I don't drink my beers cold, so there is not a fault in this beer. This beer is brewed well. Is it something that I would write home about? No, it's not like amazingly, oh my god, what the fuck did I just drink type of thing, but it's good. It's a craft lager that has flavor. Albeit not a fucking explosion of flavor, but it has flavor. And it's mild enough that my dad could drink this. We could, you know what, I'm going to be spending a couple days at my dad's in the near future when I go south. And that Irish family knows some titular Irish stories as well. So maybe we can get talking with the Black Donnellys and talk about other Irish stories while we're drinking something like Roman Line Lager around the campfire and do a video that way for YouTube. I like it. I can't complain about it. It's a solid beer. Out of 10 on that beer? 8. That's a good beer. I could drink that with anyone. Cheers.